Bullies mocked me for joining their game club. They didn't know my dad designed it. I was standing outside the computer lab, clutching this old notebook filled with fan theories and character builds for a game I'd been playing since I was 8. Let's call it Eternal Kingdoms. The club was meeting after school, and I'd finally worked up the courage to join, just wanting to be around people who loved the game as much as I did. My dad always told me to make friends with people who shared my passions, but I never mentioned who he was. That felt like cheating. When I walked in, the club president, a kid named Grayson, looked up in his Eternal Kingdoms hoodie and said, "This is a closed meeting," even though the poster literally said new members welcome. I told him I loved the game, and he laughed, telling the others, another faker. Probably just watched a few YouTube videos and thinks he knows something. My face went red, but I opened my notebook to show them hundreds of pages of builds and strategies I'd worked out myself. Grayson yanked it from my hands and started reading my notes in a mocking voice. "Listen to this. He thinks a Shadow Knight can be optimized with intelligence stats. Dumbest build I've ever heard." The others laughed, even though I knew it worked perfectly. When I tried to explain, another kid, Greg, cut me off. "You're trying too hard, dude. We get it, no friends, desperate to fit in. Stop pretending you understand advanced mechanics." Then Adam jumped in, saying he probably plays on easy mode. My little sister could beat him. Grayson decided to test me with rapid-fire questions about obscure lore. I answered them all correctly, but instead of being impressed, he got angrier. "You just memorized the wiki. Anyone can do that. You sound like some autistic robot." Greg laughed, pointing out how I avoided eye contact. Then Adam sneered at my stomach, saying, "No wonder you play all day. Too fat to do anything else." The insults piled on. Grayson mimicked me in a whiny voice. "I just want friends. Please like me." Greg pretended to act out me talking to a girl, ending with, "Want to see my Eternal Kingdoms collection?" Then Grayson dumped my backpack on the floor, kicking my inhaler across the room while I scrambled after it. Adam even stole my lunch money, calling it a membership fee. When I tried to leave, Greg blocked the door. Grayson started ripping pages from my notebook, saying, "Each page is worth $1. How much you got?" When I reached for it, Adam shoved me hard into a desk, knocking the wind out of me. Grayson then typed a message on the club's group chat, projecting it onto the wall. "Warning, weird fat kid trying to infiltrate the club. Probably a pedo. Do not interact." He even snapped a photo of me on the ground to go with it. "Now everyone knows. You're banned from anything related to Eternal Kingdoms at this school." He smirked. "My brother works at the game company. I could get you IP banned from the game itself." That night, I told my dad everything. Showed him my torn notebook, the bruises on my ribs. I'd never seen his face so dark. He just said, "We're going to take care of this." The next day, I watched from the hallway as he walked into the computer lab carrying a metal briefcase. Grayson froze the second he recognized him. "Holy crap, that's David Volner, the lead designer of Eternal Kingdoms." My dad smiled, set the case on the table, and opened it, revealing the only physical copy of Eternal Kingdoms 2 in existence. "I heard your club's the best in the state. Thought you might want to be the first to play this." The room exploded. Grayson was practically crying, begging for an autograph. Greg was taking selfies. Adam kept saying it was the best day of his life. But before starting, my dad said, "You all know my son, right? He should be here for this." He waved me in. I stepped inside, and the whole room went dead silent. My dad put his arm around me and asked, "Now, give me one good reason I shouldn't permanently ban all of you from the game." Full story on the channel. Link below. Click now and watch what happened next.